no joke.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another show of Quality Comedy Time with me. I'm your host, Quincy Carr. And if y'all give me a quick second, I completely forgot to throw in my earbud. I got in my other earbud, which I don't need to hear. So I'm going to throw in this earbud. Hey, y'all go ahead and come on in, folks. It's going to be another great show today. This month has been a pretty cool month, been a very busy month with school starting. So all you parents out there, if you're done helping your kids out with this virtual learning, y'all join in and get some comedy relief, get some laughs, get some good information. And most of all, you get a chance to chit chat with this week's guest, with today's guest, Mr. Alex Scott. But if this is your first time tuning in, this is quality. Well, this is part of my quality comedy brand. It's all fun, no filth content. We talk about everything: sex, it doesn't matter; drugs, it doesn't matter. We talk about all topics. Just don't curse. Just don't say any curse words, and people enjoy it. They see just how funny it is. So, and all my guests, they've been either on Comedy Central, HBO, Netflix, TruTV, and all types of stuff. So you guys get a chance to ask questions if you've ever wanted to ask them any questions. So we got this dog that's in our neighborhood, and this dog, I have no clue where this dog is located. We just hear the noise from hold on, take this jacket off. The jacket is hot anyway. And happy fall to everybody too. The fall season, first day of fall today. This summer just breezed by. But this dog in our neighborhood will just out of nowhere, like, I don't understand who is probing this dog, but this dog just starts just out of nowhere. I don't know if anybody else has any dogs in their neighborhood like that, but it's scary. Because you could be asleep and all of a sudden out of nowhere, like, what is going on with these dogs? So that's what I said. I have to bring that up to see if anybody else has dogs like that in their neighborhood. They just keep you up barking and howling. And I don't know what this dude is doing. I don't know if he got prostate cancer. It is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so maybe he's getting his prostate checked. You know what I mean? Ashley, what's going on? Ashley, she is my... it's my co-host on the TV show. Shout out to Ashley. Thanks for tuning in, homegirl. And your dogs do bark like that, by the way. Yeah, but you got chickens, and so you got a whole farm out there, Ash. But I appreciate you tuning in. So like I said, people, if you're tuning in, just shout out where you're tuning in from so we can make sure that we shout you out. And I was just talking about my anniversary. If anybody is celebrating an anniversary longer than 17 years, throw that in there. Throw that in there so we can say congratulations to you for making it through all this corona life. Everybody is forced to stay together. You know what I mean? With no further ado, y'all ready to bring on today's guest? Hit those hearts so I know that y'all ready. And again, thank y'all for tuning in. It's going to be a lot of fun today. Definitely stay connected. Hit that share button. Let other folks know this is going to be a pretty fun deal. Now, today's guest, he has represented Virginia in the stand-up comedy game on TV for nearly 2 decades now. He was actually a writer for the reboot of the Arsenio Hall show that aired on the CW network a few years ago. You've also seen his hilarious comedy performances. You've seen him on Bounce TV, HBO. Wow, BET's Comic View, and he was on 2 seasons of TruTV's Laff Mobb Laff Tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, like to welcome to the show my dude, my homie, Alex Scott. What's going on, Alex Scott?
What's going on?
Hey, man, glad to have you here, man. I know that I know it's been a little crazy a little while. I mean, we were.
I'm glad I just made it. I just finished my homework. I'm in kindergarten and 2nd grade right now.
Woo, man, it's gotta be tough because number one, you've got a girl and a boy, obviously 2 different grade levels. Yo,
I'm teaching 2 different classes. Then the teacher and the kindergarten teacher, she wanted to take a break. I done told them, look, y'all need to take breaks at the same time. Because when you take a break now, she ain't taking a break now. I done work a full 8 hours. And then they talking about they going to the tea lounge. I said, ain't no teacher lounge. You going to the kitchen. Ain't no
Right.
cheating.
No, sir. No, look.
Smoke weed. That ain't what you doing. You ain't going outside to smoke weed. I want to smoke weed. I need a weed break. I need a weed break.
Did you see that one video I posted where I think a girl was online and her mom came behind her smoking and she said, she took off.
I haven't never came back with the blunt, but I came on with my eyes red. They were like, "What's wrong, Mr. Scott?" I said, "You know what's wrong. You know what's wrong.
Daddy is getting it in." Man, look, have you noticed the difference in the learning from, like a girl and a boy? Because I've had some parents that say, "I don't know what's going on. This dude just don't pay attention. I ain't got to worry about her."
My son is a nerd, so I'm blessed. I'm blessed, but he still, I catch him looking off outer space. The girls are focused. That's just like coaching sports. Girls do exactly what you tell them to do. Boys, you need to throw the ball, football or something, and crack them upside the head. You over there picking boogers and putting them on the screen. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is that a booger on my MacBook? Is that a booger on my MacBook?
Yeah, it is hard to keep us somewhat attentive, but you mentioned sports, so I got to ask, because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but you're a faithful Washington football team fan.
We the team. Y'all them boys, and we just the team. That's all y'all need to know. Them boys and the team. That's all y'all need to know.
Right.
We tied for first place. I know that.
Yeah, it's only been 2 weeks, Alex. Calm down, buddy.
That's all right. Y'all done gave up more points in 2 weeks than we had.
Yeah. Look, it's only...
Y'all took the first beating last week to win I ever seen in my life.
That is true.
Whoever number 17 is on the Falcons should be on unemployment this week. He need to be on unemployment. I wanted to jump through the TV. I said, "What are you doing?" He obviously is one of the kindergarten parents that I deal with during the week that just can't get right. He is obviously one of these people. I'm like, that must be your daughter the other day when they said how many days of the week, and she said September. That's what she said. I said, okay, that's number 17 daughter. That's number 17 daughter.
Oh my God. Yeah, look, shout out to Ash. She is a Redskin fan. She's my one of the two co-hosts on Living 757, and she's a fan of the football team.
We hang in there, sister. We hanging in there. Haskins, I don't know. I don't know about Haskins. Haskins got one more week, and then he on the list. I think to impeach him next week. That's what's going to happen. We're going to impeach him next week.
I think if Haskins can undo his cornrows and be like Lamar Jackson, maybe if he put some thug in his quarterback.
A little bit of thug life in him. I mean, I ain't never seen a black quarterback that can't scramble. Who are you? Who are you? One time he just fell on his own. I said, what? Where did we get this black guy?
Hold on. This dude is knock-kneed, though. If you ain't seen his leg.
Look, I seen it on the beginning of the they had the little when the game came on last week, and I said that was a bad picture to put up there. That one knee lean in like that. I said, Lord have mercy.
This brother built like a giraffe.
Oh my God. Oh my, and he don't process information too fast. Because you ain't got to be fast. Tom Brady not fast. But he processed information fast. See, that's what's going on.
Look,
we can go back and look at his high school records. He might have been special needs or something. I don't know.
I know exactly what play you talking about. This brother went to scramble, and he had two options. There was an option where there were other jerseys from the other team, and there was open field. This brother ran right into the jersey, and then
I said he's special needs. That's when I knew he was special needs. I knew he was special needs then. Because when I played in high school, some of the kids who were special needs can really ball, though. They can ball. Right. But when you go up further and further you go up, you need to be able to understand the playbook, see? They only play you 1 year for Ohio State. And see, Ohio State, they recruiting game so good that all he got to do is just throw it. They already got the fastest people, so he ain't have to do no processing.
Right.
When he had to process information, him and RG3, I don't know where we done found these two jokers from.
Man,
the two worst black quarterbacks you can find, they done came to DC.
Well, y'all just patiently waiting on Alex Smith to come out for his 17th year in the league.
That's what the Redskins do. That's what we do. We catch everybody on their way out.
Alex just want to finish off his career, so I applaud him for coming back from all them surgeries.
Everybody do with the Redskins. Everybody come off and finish off their career with a good $20 million in DC. Deion Sanders did it. Who else? Adrian Peterson just caught him a couple dollars. Everybody catch a couple dollars. Vernon Davis. We catch everybody in their 15th year.
And then they go.
Then they go on into retirement. They go on into retirement. They come on there over here in Fairfax or something and just chill out. You know, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is to say about our rivalry. So it'll just be the boys and the boys, right? The boys and the team.
It sounds like an 80s R&B concert. Let's go see the team and the boys.
Let's go see the boys and the team, man.
The boys and the team.
Look, I know everybody is so over this corona wearing masks, and I have to be honest, Alex. Look, if I see another person that cannot read the floor that tells you stand here, it is 6 feet from. Like these people stand outside. All you gotta do is stay in the box or in the circle or on the line.
Before the Zoom school started, I used to ponder that myself. Now the Zoom school has started, I see how dumb everybody is. Now I say, oh, this is it. Everybody dumb. Okay. There's one little kid in my son class, him and his mama gonna fail second grade. She be giving him the wrong answer from the back. Him and her gonna fail. They both gonna fail second grade.
Look, and the mama gonna be just as mad. What you mean we got a D?
I heard her in the back. They got this little new math. See, that little new math messing them up. That little new math.
Oh, that new math.
That little new math is tearing them up, man.
It's taking too long. It's taking way too long. Like there was an example online, and I watched it yesterday. It was a guy that did like I guess it was a double multiplication joint. So it was like 100 and something times 60 something. And he did it, and he was done in like 17, 18 seconds. On the other side, they were displaying the new math. And the new math, I kid you not, this video, watching them go through that whole thing, Alex, I was like, oh, you kidding? This dude had made ramen noodles. This dude had put himself to bed and woke up the next morning after snoozing.
We are the last generation of smart people. Just believe that. You just got to understand that. If we don't get this world together right now, there's no hope after us. This is it. Everybody's gonna be doing long math and wearing masks the rest of their life.
Man, this is it is so crazy, and it's like I said, just to see how people are struggling, like people in relationships. Like, I mean, it's like I was saying at the top of the show, my wife and I have been married for 17 years, right? Yeah. And this time we may have had maybe one or two disagreements, but I've seen people in some serious situations.
They just found out they didn't like each other. They just found out. Right. Most people that was married, like a lot of comedians, they on the road 7 days a week. This is the first time they've actually seen their wife every day. This is the first time they seen her every day. They like, so you just be wearing rollers every night, huh? You wear rollers every night. I thought you just wore them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You wear them on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No. People are seeing the real sides, and then you combine that with now virtual school.
Oh, now trophy wife is not a good Zoom mother. I'm gonna tell you that now. Trophy wife and virtual school don't go together.
No. Somebody's
One
gonna be
girl had
busted.
her son. One girl had her son on the Zoom on her phone. In the middle of the Zoom, she said, Shirley ain't calling. She said,
Shirley Ann.
Shirley ain't calling. I said, Lord have mercy. Take the
Look.
phone. I said, put everybody in the waiting room. Everybody need to go to the waiting room.
Look, our daughter's teacher gave her gave them all some ground rules. So rule number one, you must be in your seat at the time that school time starts. Rule number two, you must be wearing a t-shirt, boys. Like little bitty boys is showing up with no t-shirt.
No shirt.
Hey, Miss Clarice, I'm ready.
4th grade with a tattoo already on his chest with some wings.
Like right there.
With some wings on his chest.
Trying to show off. Like, ain't nobody.
But it's still better than the old 75, 60-year-old grandma in the background with a tattoo on her breast. That's the one that made me almost lose my breakfast the other morning. I could tell that 30 years ago it was a rose. I could tell. 30 years ago it was a rose.
Now it's a weed.
Oh, now it look like poison ivy on a breast.
First of all,
put some calamine lotion on that thing.
First of all, you must have been looking way too hard to have seen how long the rose was all the way down there, because you can only see this much, Alex. You can only see this much.
The whole cleavage was in the little camera. Obviously she didn't have glasses. She was trying to read the problem too. The whole cleavage was in the camera. All we seen was breast and tattoo the other morning. I said, there's kids on here. I had to unmute. I said, there's kids on here.
So what?
Yeah. Oh, Lord. She said, amen. I said, Lord, have mercy.
Man, look, this is the type of stuff. I mean, like, you've been in the comedy business for well over 2 decades now. I know I met you officially. I don't know if you remember, dog, like 15 years ago at the Virginia House of Comedy, Virginia Beach House of Comedy.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, and I think Ayana Dookie, because she just got married. So shout out to Ayana.
She just got married.
Yep. And ever since that day, me and you, because I was still a young puppet again. I think I was only maybe 4.5, 5 years in the game at the time. And I remember you telling me, you said, look, man, just go out here and do your thing. But my problem was I came from a structured mainstream room, and the House of Comedy was straight up
chaos. It was chaos.
And so I remember you telling me,
you got the blows from the time you get on the stage.
Man, I remember you having to calm me down and say, look, man, just go out there, just be yourself. If you get booed, don't worry about it. I'm headlining. So you know what?
Hey, usually I tell people, when you go into a room, don't do your best stuff first, because you want to build up to that climax. Virginia Comedy, I said, you better give them all you got as soon as you come out there and just let's see how it goes from there.
Pow, 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 pow. Just start firing up.
You got to come on firing shot. You got like 6 seconds to get your first laugh.
Yeah. And they sitting like this the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
They sitting like that the whole time. And I remember
follow you to the parking lot and boo you in the parking lot. They like, hey, boo, you was terrible up there. You know how Norfolk do it at 757.
Man.
They'll catch you at Waffle House later on that night. So you was the terrible one up there. I got booed off a couple of times.
Man, look, if you haven't got booed on stage or you're right. Because you have to be booed. Like, you have to be booed to be respected, to have an understanding of the experience it takes to get over that hump. Because ain't nothing like being on stage, Alex, and it's just you in this crowd that ain't feeling you. And you got to find a way. It's just you. You can't defer to a band member. Hey, Steve, why don't
you can't blame it on nobody. There's nobody to blame. There's no Dwayne Haskins. There's nobody to blame it on. Ain't no offensive lineman mistake block. It was you. It was all you. It was all you. It was all. And see, I've noticed over the years, and just my observation, like white comics love to bomb. It brings them some kind of joy to their heart. They come back to their white friends and say, "Oh my God, did you see me go down, bro? Did you see me go down, bro?" And they all high five. You didn't see it, Quincy. They be like, "Oh my God, it was the worst night ever, bro." And they laugh. Black people, when we bomb, we go straight to the car. Mail my check. Mail my check to me.
We go.
I don't even need to get paid. If I got to hang around to get the money, don't worry about the money.
Look, that getting booed or bombing tremendously will mess you up. Like I remember, it was one of the Apollo nights at the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, and this was back in probably 2008. I'll never forget it, man. Like I was doing good because my set was always different than all the other comics on the show, right? Because I didn't curse, and if I cursed, it was something really light. It wasn't anything heavy, and so I started to have that respect from the audience because I started to understand. Okay, yeah, I can rock out this crowd doing it my way. And one day, some dude, like a joke didn't hit immediately, and some dude in the back said, "That wasn't funny. Get off stage." and I was stuck, Alex. Like I had never been in this situation, and I was like, yeah. So there is no recovery once the audience can smell that fear. Then everybody, you need to get off stage. Yeah, get off stage. Boo, boo. And I said, "All right, y'all, that's my time." I was done for a week. I could not sleep. I could not think. I'm telling you, getting booed is something you need in your life.
I didn't get booed on my first time on Comic View, but like I got on Comic View after doing comedy only 6 months.
Wow.
I was doing comedy stand-up for 6 months, and I auditioned for BET Comic View. I blew the audition up. When I came off, I seen the guy on the sideline like, "Cha-ching, you on there, bro?" I'm like, "For real?" And he's like, "Man." I get down to Atlanta. I don't know if people remember when Ricky Smiley, he was the host my first time ever doing it. And he did that kickball coach. Remember the kickball coach? And he walked with that shoe.
The one big shoe.
That was in front of me. I'm next. I'm in the bullpen. Been doing comedy 6 months. I'm in the bullpen. Coach McAfee, I never forget tearing the roof off the building. You hear me?
Yeah.
People are falling in the aisle. They are in the aisle. They are literally in the aisle, laying down on the floor.
Right.
The little assistant on the side of the stage said, "Are you ready?" I said, "No, I ain't ready." I am not ready. I am not ready. I said, "Let him go a couple more minutes." She said, "It's go time." I said, "Oh. My God."
And this was when? In 98.
98.
Wow.
I started comedy in October 97. Get picked for Comic View around Christmas time of 97. I started filming around like springtime 98.
Yeah.
When I said I barely squeaked it, I didn't get booed. But I ain't getting no laughs. It was just like I made it. You heard that song? I never would have made it.
Right.
That was me. I just made it off of the I didn't get booed. Nobody remembered my name.
Yeah.
It was so bad. They put my first name up when they came on Comic View. They put Frederick Scott up there. That's why I can't even find it on YouTube or nothing. They put Fred Scott.
It's just going to give him the credit, but don't recognize him as the one we know now.
No, that was back when they would put the cricket on you. You remember that? I had a buddy of mine get the cricket. Tore his career up. It took him about 11 years to get back on track from the cricket. It took him like 11 years.
Oh, you crickets.
Oh, you the cricket guy. Anytime he would say anything to me, I would just say crickets. That's all I would say. And
man, well, you recently talked about ending up on HBO's Def Comedy Jam. Like, give me 1 second, and we'll play this clip.
All those guys that you seen on the original Def Jam, he was the talent guy that went out and found them.
Mm-hmm.
He sees me at this place in Maryland called Tucker's over there off of Pennsylvania Avenue. I blow the roof off this joint. He come outside to me like, "You getting ready to go?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Go where?" He like, "You getting ready to be on Def Jam."
Man, and the he that you're talking about, that's Bob Sumner, right? Bob Sumner. Yeah, he's the creator. For those that don't know, Bob Sumner is the creator of Def Comedy Jam as well as Laff Mobb, and he's responsible for TruTV's Laff Mobb Laff Tracks. But what was that overall feeling like when you about to hit Def Jam? Because you hit Def Jam when?
I did Def Jam. I was probably doing comedy maybe 7, 8 years in. I was maybe 7 years in.
Okay.
And people are like, so when did you audition for him? I'm like, Bob put me up like 50 times between that time he seen me at Tucker's until I made it to that Def Jam. And I couldn't, I mean, you can't bomb on one of those 50 times.
Right.
Not one of those 50 times. I mean, one time I was telling on that thing, he sent me to a show in Rosedale, New Jersey to do a charity event for the mayor. It was me, the mayor, and 60 old white Jewish people.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm going to try to tear the roof off of this joint. You hear me? Man, I tell you, when I left out there, the old Jewish people were high-fiving me. I said, y'all not going to hold me back. I'm telling you that, man. There's no way I'm not getting on this Def Jam. There's no way I'm not. You know?
I mean,
I've been so blessed in my career, man. It's like the little kid, little JJ, I was on that show.
Yeah, Coming to the Stage.
Coming to the Stage.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest show I've been on as far as recognition that I got. That was like, I mean, it was crazy. Like after we did that show, we were like rock stars. I remember being in the IHOP in Durham, North Carolina. Me, Denny Live, Arvin Mitchell, K-Dub, and Little JJ. After the show, they took 5 like finalists and TL Fitz. People rushed the IHOP so they started calling their friends. The parking lot got filled up. They had to run us through the kitchen like we was New Edition or something. That's what messed me up for real, Because I was at VCU. I had just got out of the military. I was a radiology technician in the X-ray technician. Yeah. So my plan was I was going to go be a physician assistant, a PA. I already had my plan. I'm getting ready to get this 180, this 150, 150,000. I'm gonna be like a doctor. They rushed me out that IHOP. I went home and quit college immediately. I said, I'm done. I'm about to blow. I'm it. That's it. I'm done. I said, you don't know me no more. Don't act like you know me no more. It didn't work out like that. But at that time, you couldn't tell me nothing. But I didn't have a driver's license. I had to move to New York. I had suspended driver's license. I moved to New York. That was the only city I could move with no license.
Yeah, I think in 2003, I submitted to get on Coming to the Stage, and I still have this letter to this day, right? And the letter said, right now, your comedy, it said, we're looking for more of an urban comic. Yeah. And I was like, I know that they didn't just call me somebody that wasn't urban enough. And I saved that letter, Alex, and it's what has I'll say it's kept me humble because no matter, like at that time, I was already starting to make a little bit of rise, but it was only here in the area. And so I said, let me submit something to try to get on. And when that letter came back based off my clip that I sent to them and said that they were looking for something more urban, I like to ask the viewers on here, do you see a difference between a Black comic doing material just for Black audiences or a Black comic that can entertain all audiences? So I'll let the viewers chime in on that and just give us your opinion. But did you ever have to deal with something like that during your career?
I deal with that now. So, we running down all of my credits, Def Jam, the Comic Views, but the clubs down south will not book me. I can't get booked below. I mean, Atlanta books me, but that's about it. Like the South Carolinas and the Floridas they don't book me because I'm a DC comedian. And what I'm saying about as a DC comedian, like I'm in that lane with like a Dave Chappelle. Not that I'm Dave Chappelle, but I came up under people like Dave Chappelle, where we probably worked more white clubs than we worked black clubs. Yeah. But we could do black clubs very well.
Right.
I'm very good in black clubs, but I'm better in white clubs. I mean, I'm a comedy club comedian. I'm not a bar comedian. I'm a pay your money, come to the Funny Bone, DC Improv, Hollywood Improv. I'm a Sunset Boulevard comedian, you know, and they just don't think I will cross over well in Charleston, South Carolina. They're like, I know you've been on Def Jam, but these people down here don't speak good English, and you talk kind of. I had somebody tell me you talk kind of proper when you call down here to talk to me to get about getting booked. He said, you actually my speech, and I said, yes, sir. I said, yes, sir, and he said, that messed me up. No lie. He said, I said, yes, sir, that messed me up.
Wow.
I said, wow.
And people don't even know that you represent Culpeper, Virginia. Like, you a country boy.
I'm a country boy. I went to school. I grew up in a town that was only 10% black. So me learning how to, I've always dealt in DC. My cousin was in like the Junkyard Band, and I always hung around black people, but I know how to deal and talk with white people.
That's the same thing with me, and I think that's what that's what I get viewed by some of the other black comics, because they see how I can move. Not just in a room full of my own people, I can move more, on a corporate level, and all of that for me, transpired once I understood I want to work for myself. I want to go out and do things that I can build for Quincy Carr and let that happen. And it's always weird to deal with that situation, but you tend to come out of it and function, in my opinion. But I refuse to be ridiculed for having the ability to, and the word for me is not crossover, is having the ability to adapt in your environment.
I adapt. I can adapt. I don't really think I'm a funny person, to me. Yeah. I can be a serious actor. I can adapt to funny.
Yeah.
I can adapt to funny.
Hold up. Let me see what my wife is saying. She chimed in.
I said you better answer that just now. I seen it pop. I thought you were getting ready to dishes. I was looking for the bird dishes in there.
Yeah, I probably do need to get down there. She said there's definitely a difference. Urban comedy at times seems to dumb down their sets. Mainstream comedy sometimes has an unexpected yet funny punchline. And I probably wouldn't go that far to say dumb down, because I know that you can. Yes, you are a comedy snob, because she always says, because of you, I'm a comedy snob. But I wouldn't say dumb down.
I am too, though.
Yeah, so it's not really dumbing down. I think like it pisses me off at times when I see comics feel like they have to give an audience something based on the idea that this is what they may want, not based on how good you are as a comic.
Yeah.
And when I see that, it kind of makes me itch a little bit.
Yeah. I think like I'm looking at what's my next goal, or what's going to be my next avenue in comedy. Like I booked the Roland Martin show for their comics for years. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the second season of BET's Coming to the Stage, I pretty much helped book that show. I booked maybe 10 or 12 different comedy shows, TV shows now, and cast for them. And I think that's going to be like one of my new avenues that I'll go into, and maybe casting some movies and writing for movies. And I think I agree with your wife. I'm a comedy snob, and I pride myself on knowing everybody's set. So like, it's some comedians out there now that's getting a lot of shine. That I don't say people's names, ain't my thing. Right. But they use everybody else's set that's not in comedy anymore. Yeah, comedians that have retired, but their jokes have been recycled into into the new media and social media, and those old comedians don't even know that people are using their jokes in this new arena now.
Wow. Yeah. I was talking to a comic.
I know everybody's jokes. I know everybody's set from back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, I would sit down. Me and Bob Sumner, he didn't just put me on the show. I've been like one of his students.
Yeah.
I would just sit with him in LA for weeks. We would be out there for weeks at a time, and I would just watch what he does. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of comedians would kill, and they would say something like, why didn't he pick me for the show? And it's not my place to tell him, we know you stealing. We know that you were funny. Yeah. We know that you were funny. Yeah. But we know also that you stole that. We knew it was funny the first time somebody said it. It was funny the first time somebody said it. It was there. We know it was funny. That is hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. What's got Vance on here, man? Vance on here. I met Vance at Virginia House of Comedy. Yeah. Rob hooked me up and let me open up for Nephew Tommy when Vance had Nephew Tommy. And I roll with Nephew Tommy, but I didn't roll with Vance more than I didn't roll with Nephew Tommy now.
Vance is
y'all don't know Vance. Vance Bradford is like manager extraordinaire of in charge of some of the top black comics in America.
Yes, sir. Yes, I met him. I met him in 2011. I did the 50 Comics Deep competition thing that Nephew Tommy was putting on, and so that's when I linked up with Vance. But just a cool dude, down to earth, always willing to chop it up.
Instrumental with getting Dominique into the mainstream.
Absolutely,
and getting her onto Tom Joyner, and that guy can help you move. He can get you from if you're on the level, say the level me and you on. He can definitely take you from that level and move you on to the next level.
Well, what you waiting for, Vance?
It was him and Bob Sumner. But I'm gonna tell y'all something that I didn't know about Vance. I'm gonna tell y'all. Did you know Vance was the starting point guard for University of Missouri basketball D1 point guard? You didn't know that. You didn't know that. What? What? He think he can hoop.
I did not know that.
Me and Vance drove up on the highest paved road in America together, Fort Evans Road in Denver. Yeah. Me and him got all the way to the top. And when you get up to the top, that little road get narrow. Yeah. Me and him were scared to come back down. We were scared to come. Me, him, and Dominique. We all the way at the top. And we up there arguing about who gonna drive back down because you had to creep by these little cars. And when you going down, you gotta take the outside. It was fine going up because you get the inside. Me and this lady, we look at each other. I'm like, bitch, I'm not going to that outside. When you get that high, it don't matter no more. It don't matter no more. Because I'm not taking that outside. I'm not taking that outside. Oh, man. My cousin Melody, hey, my cousin Melody on here, man. Melody Wyatt.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
And she's my funny cousin. My family is hilarious. We used to get in trouble every year at Thanksgiving, Christmas. When I see her, you ever got that family member that you cannot sit beside doing anything serious?
Especially prayer.
If we praying, if it's at a funeral, if we doing blessing the food, I cannot sit beside her. We are in our 40s now, and I still cannot sit beside her in a serious situation.
Right.
We have that could not say any word properly.
Right.
She was, every year she always want to bless the food. Please let us bless these vegetables. And that's when we go under the table. We are under the table. We are under the table. Vegetables.
Man, look.
That teriyaki. Not teriyaki. What is this? That teriyaki sauce under the table. We are under the table.
Look, I'm gonna jump to this next segment because we can chat all day, man. It's like a whole bunch of questions we ain't even gonna get to, but I'm fine because this is mad entertaining. So this is a segment I like to call going completely off topic. Okay, so going completely off topic. So essentially, all I'm doing is I'm asking you some questions, and as a comic, just answer it however you want to answer it. If it's funny, if it's serious, it's on you. But we're going completely off topic right now. You ready? All right. All right. So the first one, going completely off topic. Are you a bar of soap or body wash guy?
Me? I'm a bar of soap. I like to get up in the crevices. I like to get all up in there.
Okay, see,
soap might come out brown. Sometimes when your butt itching, that soap, that body wash don't get down in there. You gotta get up in there.
All right, because that was my next question, Alex. So my wife told me, and this is probably up to the last 8 months, I finally started to change over. But for years, all I know is that a bar of soap is a clean object. So anything that you get on it that's dirty, it's
you can wash it right off. You see the brown go off of.
So you don't find it weird or dirty if the same bar of soap you clean your innards with is the same soap that you washing on your body.
Because I didn't wash it off. You see the brown go. You see the wash off of. It's like a dead skin. It's like a snake skin. Skin go off, it's a new skin.
Somebody tell my wife, I told you I was right.
That's some manly stuff. Only you got to be a man's man to use a bar of soap. If you're not a manly man, that's when you start going into body wash and loofahs and stuff like that. I ain't no loofah kind of guy. You a Texas
body
guy.
wash.
You ain't no loofah. You ain't use no loofah. Your daddy would do that thing on the window. What is this in here?
Cool. All right. So the next one going completely off topic. Would you rather have bad credit or be known as a bad comic?
Would I rather have bad credit? How about I've been both at one time? How about I had bad credit and was a bad comic, and that's why I was a waiter living in a rented room in Brooklyn. How about that?
Okay.
How about that?
Okay. Yeah, so you were both.
No paid shows at the time. No paid shows. Couldn't rent an apartment living in a room.
Yeah. Wow. So you were both. Okay.
I was both.
All right.
I was both.
Okay. So the last one here, the third one, is maybe a tough one for you. Okay. Would you rather clean porta potties without a mask, so you breathing in all the nasty stuff, or give pedicures to homeless people with just your hands, like no gloves?
I'd rather do the pedicure.
You rather do the pedicure?
About that porta potty, I just can't do it. I won't even use it. I'm about to poo-poo on myself, and I'm not going in no porta potty. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm gonna run off down the side of 64 down in the bushes somewhere. I'm not going in no porta potty.
I've gone in the porta potty, bro, like at a county fair or like at a carnival, and I almost passed out. That's how long I hold my breath.
I'm holding my breath till I'm not going. White people just be like, "Come on, I finished. Come on."
No, that Black thing got to be cleaned up.
Black people be like, "Open the 2 car doors, stand in between the 2 doors." Pee in the McDonald's cup. How many times have you peed in the McDonald's cup going down the highway?
Yeah,
facts. I'm not going in no porta potty. I remember my dad threw a firecracker in the porta potty at my cousin one time. And when we opened up the door, it was poo-poo on all 4 walls.
That is some country. That is some country stuff, bro. That is some country.
And held the door shut. He poo-pooed on all 4 walls, running around from the firecracker.
Straight country, bro. Hey, let me take a quick break, just to plug my sponsor. We'll be right back to finish up this interview, man.
Let's do it.
All right. Look, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Look, got a quick trivia question for you. Well, no, I don't have it just yet. Just give me one second. Let me plug everything. Number one, if you guys are interested in any of my products here, I got a shirt. Come on, let's do something. Certainly appreciate you if you support that. The words do glow in the dark. It's a special shirt. Glow in the dark. You tell your spouse, come on, let's do something. So it's one of my new shirts. Also, I got my regular shirt. my perfect human shirt. I strive to be perfect, but end up being human. So I have that on the shirt. If you guys are interested in that, just leave your Cash App or just leave a comment and I'll be sure to respond to you afterwards. Cool. Now, here's the trivia question for tonight's $25, and you guys can answer this at any time, except for Alex. Don't you do it, or your family. But when or what year did Alex start doing stand-up comedy? What year did Alex start doing stand-up comedy? All you gotta do is just put your answer in the comments. The first person that has the correct answer by the end of the show, I will see all that, and then I will send you guys some money. Okay, cool. And shout out again to my sponsor, T Senior Management LLC. Tyron Senior, she's my business manager. She actually has an event that's going on, and it's called It's a Jazzy Christmas. I promoted it earlier in the show, but just follow her page and you'll be able to get all the information that you need to get you some tickets to enjoy some live jazz entertainment, grown folks atmosphere, social distancing. It'll be outside. So yes, as a matter of fact, she put it in the comments, I believe, about the It's a Jazzy Christmas. So contact her. It'll be a great date night, and right after Thanksgiving, I believe, or right before Thanksgiving. But either way, it's a holiday type of thing. So it's a jazzy Christmas. Definitely support that. Support Black businesses. Just because August is done don't mean we have to stop supporting Black businesses doing something. Cool. All right, let's bring Alex back and finish up this interview here. Alex, I have to say, it's one thing to be connected to you, and obviously all of your accolades. You talked about being a writer. What was it like being a writer on the Arsenio Hall show and the George Lopez show?
The George Lopez show, I got called in because the basketball player Metta World Peace needed a set, and Bob Sumner hooked me up with that. And my manager at the time, Arthur Spivak, out in LA, shout out to Arthur and Bob. They brought me in and they were like, yo, we need to get a set for Metta World Peace. I'm like, what? He's a hard guy to talk to.
Yes.
He's a hard guy to talk to. So we work together, man, and we finally get this set together. And they like, yo, we're going to have you meet us down at the set. So we like, okay. I go into the trailer. He has his little trailer sitting outside. He is tearing the bathroom up. He is tearing the bathroom. The agents are sitting around like they don't smell this. They are sitting there like, this is my first time dealing with somebody at this high stature on this personal level. They talking to him as he's using the bathroom, almost like a porta potty in this trailer. Yeah. And they act like they don't smell. I'm looking at them like, y'all don't smell this. Do y'all not smell what I'm smelling? I'm like, I'm gonna text you this stuff from outside. I said, I can't stand in there. I can't stand in there. And it was a blessing. The reason I had to say that first was because that's how I met Arsenio. I met Arsenio it was George Lopez's last show ever. So I had to go to the rap party, and then I met Arsenio, and then I got reintroduced to Arsenio through Orlando Jones.
Right.
And that's how I ended up getting the job working with Arsenio. Then I got fired off Arsenio. Because the jokes that I was writing were so fire, and the stuff that the yes man that he had beside him, the material he was picking was like, I started questioning. I was asking too many questions. I'm like, you're Arsenio Hall.
Right.
Your fan base is Black people 30 and up. Yeah. But your monologue is for 17-year-old white skateboarders. Why are we writing these jokes? Like I wrote a joke. I'll never forget the joke that I really went off about. That was right along the time of Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. Mm-hmm. And that's when the guy from the Miami Dolphins had beat up somebody. So you remember that? The guy, he had beat somebody up. I said, well, one of my jokes was, if they're not going to send George Zimmerman to jail, we at least need to give him 30 days in the Miami Dolphin locker room. And I thought that was going. I said, thing is fire.
Right.
When I wrote a joke about Little Kim's Halloween costume, and I wrote, it was Miley Cyrus dressed up like Little Kim.
Yeah.
And I said that was the first time a hoe ever dressed up like a hoe. I thought that was
and he wouldn't do it.
He didn't do that one. He said Miley Cyrus dressed up like Little Kim. That was the joke that he used. That's when I couldn't take it no more and got fired. That's when I couldn't take it no more. I said, you see this fire that I'm writing you.
Right.
You see this? Orlando calling me like, you can't talk to Arsenio like that. I said, I already did. It's too late.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's see, the thing is on both sides. So there's sensitivity, and then there's people that just really just want to, just kind of stick with certain things. But
they want to get along just to get along.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this clip. I'm gonna play this clip of you. Because I think it's very important before we get into this next question about sensitivity, because regardless if the material is funny, a lot of comics material is coming from real experiences. So check this clip out.
Summer break is over. I used to teach school. Any school teachers? We have any school teachers? Used to teach school. Used to teach special education. One little boy tells me, I'm going to build a bomb and blow this school up. I said, you couldn't even make a Valentine card. Sit your tail down. Can't even spell your name. Now you're gonna do something nuclear?
and that was like, because that was on Comedy Time, so that was probably about 7, 8 years ago or whatnot.
That was maybe 2010.
I know around
about 2000. About 2010, 2011. That's around the same time. I think that's like around the same week, actually, as the George Lopez show.
Yeah,
I was man. For George Lopez, and I taped Comedy Time.
Yeah, man. Like you having material like that, what people don't understand is even from you, like you are, thank you for your service. I'm Navy, you Air Force, you a disabled veteran, I'm one, but you suffer from a mental thing like the PTSD. But you talk about that stuff, and as harsh as it sounds, people know that they should laugh, but then they start thinking, oh my gosh. Right. So how do you navigate? How do you navigate whether you should touch on something that you personally deal with?
It's funny. I always wanted to be real, like a rapper. I always came from a place where if I talk about my problems and my life, I can never get heckled.
Yeah,
you can't heckle me on my life, and I just thought it would be, and you would have to go so far out your way to steal my jokes that you would have to want to be my life. You know what I'm saying? And I just always found my own lane. Like I said, I came up with Dave Chappelle and all of these people, so I learned from. I watched these guys just tell some of the most raw stories you have ever heard in your life. And DC makes you that type of comedian. Like DC is a city where I can do a show in front of all black people, and you better not say the N-word because they're too intelligent for that. You have to bring real material, and it was just like a fraternity that you got into when you got into DC comedy, that you had to be so cutting edge. And it's like Chicago and DC and New York, we all had this. Everybody had their own identity, and DC was true, real life. Just almost make you cry for me, but you want to laugh at the same time. Like Dave Chappelle tells some of the worst stories in your life you ever heard in your life. Like you said, you don't know whether to cry or laugh.
Right.
But if you leave there, you have to think about it, man.
Well, it's just like one of my favorite jokes of yours, because I know a person on here said that one was one of their favorite jokes. I think it was Major Bynum. What's going on, Major?
That boogie.
Yeah, boogie. But you, like the one that you talk about and because it was on TruTV's Laff Tracks, you actually did a story. I think it was on the first season that you did on TruTV Laff Tracks about the hospital, about you as a nurse tech or a hospital corpsman.
Yeah, radiologist tech.
And just that whole story, it sounds fabricated, right? But for you to be living,
like when I did Coming to the Stage with Little JJ, I did a joke that everybody in the whole crowd, they gasped. Right. I did a joke about HIV.
Yeah.
I said the guy came in and he had HIV and wanted CPR. I was like, $9 an hour, you ain't gonna make it today, player. Right. I can't believe he said that.
Right, right.
People don't realize being that brave and trusting and fearless on stage always got me on TV.
Yeah.
It always got me on TV. Where at the end of the day, I might not have been the funniest person, but I was the most fearless. And the casting agent always remembered the most fearless person out there. Would you try something that nobody else would try? You know?
Which leads me to this, because I know that you spent some time out there in LA for a couple of years, because you actually lived out there for a while as you were having all of these other opportunities. And but with everything that you've done, with all the roadblocks and obstacles and opportunities and paths that you've crossed, do you ever get frustrated that you're not like a top guy in the biz? Because I know some comics like that really messes with them.
I used to, you know, it used to really bother me. Like, you know, I can't even draw a crowd in my hometown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's when but just knowing that God then put me in this position, I know He got something different for me.
Yeah.
I know He got something different for me. So if they not following me on this, is because He got something different for me, that He don't want me to get stuck on this.
Right.
On comedy. Comedy is not what I should get stuck on. It's just another building block. You know, like I got recruited as a college basketball player, and it didn't work out. You know, God, I let that eat at me for a couple of years. And I just knew, but I was the jokester on the bus. So I just knew from that experience that God always got something different for you. And it's not that He's not giving me something. He's just letting me know, don't stop here and think this is your last hoorah or your last stop. You know, I'm just building you up for something bigger, you know? And I just got to keep faith that that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can go to any Funny Bone or improv or comedy club in America, and I probably got more TV credits than everybody on the list. And they'll call me to open up for those guys. They'll ask me to be the opener. And I'm like, you know, it ate at me for a while, but you know, it's almost like pie in their face, because I keep getting picked. I keep getting booked. And it's like, I mean, it's almost on them now. Like I feel like I'm bigger than them now. I laugh at them now. Like you showing me your real side. It's like we're in a time now where talent is hated and mediocrity is applauded. You know, that's where we at.
Facts. Yeah.
And so now to be hated is to know I'm talented and successful.
And no shot at some of the other comics that have gone an easy route. Because our route may have looked different because we're a part of that old school generation, but not.
Shout out to my guy JR.
Oh yeah, hey, what's good, JR?
I'm gonna tell y'all now, y'all got to go. This guy right here, JR Walthour. All of this stuff I'm telling y'all I did.
Yeah, man.
And Quincy will tell you, I never had a big engine behind me.
Yeah.
I've never had a big agency behind me. It was just from the Def Jam to the comic views to the coming to the stages to the writing for Arsenio. It all came out of JR's garage.
Yeah, man.
Me and him in the garage going at it. Like believing in ourselves and fighting through so many no's and so many you just ain't talented enough you just don't have that it factor. We done heard it all, and we never stopped, and we still not stopping. We still got irons in the fire, and like I said, I know that one day I'm gonna be that Tyler Perry level, and all of these people who've dealt with me and put me down gonna have to come see me.
Yeah,
and I just know that's how God worked. I wouldn't even be wearing hats like this. No,
man, look, like JR, I met JR through my wife because they both I think they grew up together.
He's the first person that told me about you. He's like, you got to meet my guy Quincy. He's like,
yeah, man, that's a good dude, man. Just good dude all the way around. And in fact, it's people like JR that comics like us will need along the way. Because I can tell you, like, my career started in 99, and in 2018, just 2 years ago, actually this month, was my first national TV credit on Laff Tracks. And that came from a person who was like, hey, Quincy, you are funny and you got good stories. Just send your stuff in to Bob Sumner. And I said, oh, Bob don't like me, man. Like, I don't think Bob like me. Look, Alex, do you remember, every comic, or I feel like everybody has a situation that they felt like they were right there, and then something snatched them away. So here's my situation, and you're a part of it. So at the Funny Bone, they did a Def Jam.
I remember that.
Yeah, man, Def Jam competition joint, right?
I remember that.
And they had all the hot comics here, including everybody know who Jay Farrell is. At the time, Jay was just a young pup, but he was on the road with Charlie.
He was on the road with Charlie. But he still had to get mainstream. Charlie was the only person who knew who he was.
No. I don't even think at that time, because this was in 2008. I want to say
he probably only like 15 or 16 at the time.
No. Jay was probably like, because I think when he hit SNL, he was 20 or 21, right?
Okay. Yeah. So he's probably 16 or 17 at that audition then.
Yeah, so we get ready to go on, right? Now, these are all the hot comics in VA, including Richmond and the Hampton Roads area. So everybody's bringing out their best stuff. And of course, again, I'm kind of looped in with all these comics on this type of night where the audience is all black, hood, so you got to come with your N-words, you got to come with the MFs and all that. And I said, I'm going to stick to my guns. So every comic notice, anytime you on a list of like 10 or more, or between 10 to 12, you want to be what number? 5, 7?
4 or 5.
Yeah. So that list came out, Alex, and you were hosting that night. So, Bob Sumner's in the back. I think Aaron, the guy that used to quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Aaron Brooks.
Me, him, and Bob and JR all rode down together. We all rode together.
Yeah. It was stars out there. I mean, the place was packed to the back. And I was like, man, look, this is my opportunity. Bob had seen me before, but I don't think Bob thought that I was strong enough. And I said, this is it. I know I'm going to do it. So I was number 5. The 3 comics that started the show off didn't really hit on nothing. They almost got booed, but they didn't really hit on nothing. So before me was Jay Farrell. And I said, oh, I'm way more experienced than him. Yeah, he'll have his impressions, but I know comedy-wise, I'm going to kill it. Jay goes out there and he murders with his impersonation.
Like the best I've ever seen him do ever.
Bro, I was backstage by the stairwell and I'm like this. I'm like, I was like you with Ricky Smiley in the booth. I was like, oh, because I knew I was going to be the first one that got the crowd rolling, right? So Jay gets the crowd rolling. Here's the part. I was like, okay, I can just roll off of this laughter and I'll be next. You were getting ready to call me up and say, all right, let's keep this thing going because the show was going slow. Bob walks his crazy behind way from back behind, way on the wall, comes on the stage, say, Alex, look, before we even keep this show going, I'm just gonna go on and say it. What we just saw was an MFing star. That's what we. And I was like, I had a chance, man. When he said that, and the crowd was like, and Jay was still standing on the side here. He waved his hand. Everybody was rooting, and you were like, all right, hey, let's go on to keep this show going, man. I'll make some noise for Quincy Carr. And I was like, now I did good, but it didn't hit the way I thought it was going to hit.
He had already put the air out the room.
So that was my run-in with Bob, where I really thought I had an opportunity. And you know, shout out to Jay and what Jay has done. And then obviously Bob had a chance to see me on the Laff Tracks thing.
It's so funny that you brought up that night, though, and those Def Jam auditions and showcases. Me and JR were helping set those up. And that's the type of person that I've always been. I got on Def Jam, and then I bring the talent agent back to Virginia who had never come to Virginia to look for anybody. I bring him back. I'm like, you need to come back. And I don't think I should be the only person from where I'm from to go. I get to the club that night. The GM disrespect me so hard. He stops me at the door. Yeah. He doesn't even want to recognize that I've already taped and been on HBO. Yeah. Stop me at the door. This is a special event. We don't have room for you tonight. I'm like, what? I already been on the show. I'm the host. I'm here with HBO. What are you talking about? Yeah. And that's just the type of things that I always deal with. You know, it's like they knew that I had that talent, and they just refused to want to believe that people really liked me. I had a time in DC when a club owner, the night that I got on Comic View after 6 months, the night after I killed it, the guy that was hosting was the owner of the club. He came on stage and he literally said, "Did y'all like that?" He said, y'all like that guy? That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, y'all like that guy? Yeah. Because I was so fearless back then. Like I said, I was doing that HIV joke. I was just coming off of that PTSD, you know, and I just came. I mean, I had some real serious stuff going on in my life before then. So I was at that point. I didn't care about nothing. Right. I would say anything on stage, you know, but I was so laid back. I didn't have that upbeat flipping all over the stage, like you said, that urban persona. And they just couldn't believe that people would like me. And they just couldn't believe it. So like you said, man, it's almost like a blessing now for you and me for people not to like us. Because that says we're talented and they're scared of you.
You know what?
They're scared of you.
I look at it like this, man. Because I know, like, when I hit a roadblock back in 2017 with the club situation, and then immediately after that, that's when I got the TruTV opportunity. And then right at the same time, I got booked as a headliner for the cruise ship Norwegian Cruise Line. And this was all after I had to put together my own comedy special because I knew nobody was going to give me one. And I put it out there, and this particular club manager said about me headlining this room or his room. He said, "I don't think that you have enough material to hold an audience beyond 30 minutes." And I was like, man, I've been headlining I felt that, man, who you think you're talking to? Do you know what I've done? And at the time, I did not have a major TV credit. I didn't have any type of credits or anything. So after that had happened, and then those opportunities fell in place afterwards, it was okay, I didn't have to rub it in your face. Now you can see it because other people have appreciated it. So I look at you the same way, homie. Like, this was such a relief of a conversation, because it's like comics need this type of time too. And that's why, that's why I created this show. So we can talk and get things off our chest, because we deal with mental issues, and we need that stage again to be able to stay the course. So thank you, man, for just doing the stuff that you're doing and you know, inspiring folks.
Man, I appreciate a brother like you, man. Like you said, before we go, people always say, you know, do I feel bad that I didn't blow up, or I don't chase Instagram followers. I don't chase Facebook followers. I've never been that type. You know, like I said, I've always been cutting edge, and I've always said stuff that kind of make people uncomfortable. I've always been that type of guy. But I mean, I don't tell a lot of people this, but I survived a suicide attempt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So me doing comedy was to stay alive. Yeah. It wasn't to be famous.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was just to stay alive. And, you know, it blossomed into something. And, you know, and now I'm just working with what God gave me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you're a married man. You're a father. You as a person that, unlike me, you actually
virtual school teacher now.
Virtual school teacher, a hater of Dwayne Haskins. You know, unlike me, you were able to actually collect on your pandemic unemployment assistance.
I remember me and you both got approved like the same week.
Bruh, I helped you.
Yeah, I remember.
I didn't get nothing.
You didn't get nothing.
No, but I understood. I mean, I understood why, like, it was just a confusion on that whole thing. And once I understood it, I said, you know what? I don't want it because I understand it. So for someone like you that doesn't have, like, the TV show that I do, that's a weekly TV show, they count me as a W-2 employee. So the law was if you are currently employed versus if I was just completely comedy and being a barber and then all that stopped, yes, I would have qualified. But because I was considered a W-2 employee under their deal, right. So you know, but I mean, you have a lot of stuff out here, and just your life and your experiences. You have inspired so many up and coming comics like myself from when I met you 15 years ago. So it's like I said, I appreciate you not taking your own life, homie, and you being around to have two beautiful kids and a beautiful wife.
Every day. That's why I get up every day, man. I just try to live life to the fullest. I don't care who don't like me, you know. Who don't book me. It just none of that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't supposed to be here, you know. So none of this was supposed to happen. So every day that I'm above ground is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Well, then let the folks know where they can follow you and they can support you on social media, bro.
I'm on Facebook at F Alex Scott. That's fabulous. And the reason I had to put the F on there was because everybody always would get me mixed up with Alex Thomas. They would always be mixed up with Alex Thomas. And on Instagram, you can follow me at Alex X Al X the comedian. Yeah, Al X _X the comedian. Okay. So, like I said, man, Google me. I'm all over the place. You know, you can find me in every city. You can find me on every media channel. I got a million things on YouTube. The only place you won't find me is headlining your local club, and they won't book. That's the only place you won't find me. So.
Oh, man, look. And before we get out of here again, the trivia question for tonight was, what year? Hey, thanks so much. Hey, that's my homie down there in San Antonio, Texas, Donnell Hammonds. He's actually from Berkeley around here in Norfolk, but he's in my hometown. You fake Cowboy fan. Hey, well, what's going on, Fred McKinnon?
Oh, that's my guy. Put me on every military show. Fred got every military base on lock.
Bro,
my guy Boogie that was on here also, man. One of the top actors in Virginia. Yeah, actually, man. Really making moves and real moves to get into some real big productions right here in Virginia without an agent or anything else too, man. So shout out to him. I see
Dope.
Patrick Williams on there, Petey Ray.
Yeah, man.
So I just want to shout out everybody. If I missed anybody, my cousin Melanie, love you. Vance, that's my nigga. You know, I love everybody on there, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. JR.
Hey, look, I ain't mad at you.
Later on tonight, man. Call me later on tonight. I'm gonna be out here trying to get my kindergarten homework done.
Make sure you put the square block in the square hole.
Yeah, I got to make it a little. I don't want them to know I did it, so I messed it up a little bit at the beginning.
It's your daddy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's your daddy, man.
No, I appreciate you guys. And like I said, what year was Alex Scott's first year in comedy? The first person to answer correctly via your comment before this live ends, I will send you some quarantine. Well, it's not quarantine, it's just a cash prize, $25. Go put some gas in your tank or something. Love you, my guy. I certainly appreciate you, and we will be on stage again together sometime soon, homie.
Soon. Not in the funny room, but soon. We'll be somewhere soon.
All right,
all right, bro.
All right, peace. Oh man, that was a lot of fun. And it's so good to talk with people like Alex, and and so many other of our comedy peers here in the game. But this is show number 20, and I think I got 5 shows left before this. Before I wrap this season up, but it's been a lot of fun. So thank you all again for supporting. Thank you all again for tuning in. You guys make sure y'all go support Alex. Go look his stuff up. It's on YouTube. It's on Google. Very, very, very funny dude. And again, if you guys are interested in any of my products, all you got to do is leave a comment about you wanting it. Come on, let's do something. These words glow in the dark. This is my glow in the dark t-shirt, but it's a cool message. Whether you're talking about social injustice, come on, let's do something. Or you just want to let your spouse know, hey, I ain't got to ask you for it. Let's do something. All right. And then I also got my Perfect Human t-shirts, as well as my message that I have. I strive to be perfect, but end up being human. Let people know, stop judging, stop holding grudges, stop pointing fingers. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. So I got 2 colors of those shirts, red and black. So anywho, thank you guys very much, and I will see you guys next week. I got another special guest, so y'all be sure to tune in and keep spreading the word. Let folks know it's quality comedy time with me, Quincy. And remember, stay safe, keep your mask on, stay apart, the 6 feet social distancing, so we can all eventually come back together. All right. 2020 is not over yet, but let's end it on a high note. All right. I am out. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Daddy Chuck jokes.